want to tell you a story today. One you actually know very, very well, but I'm going to change the facts a little bit and see if you recognize it in there. It's about this man who did not play a very significant role in his company. He worked for this big global corporate company, but he was the janitor. So he would do the mail sometimes just to help out, empty the bins, clean up, dust, clog toilets, all those things. That was his job. So important, but not everybody knew him. Nobody knew his name apart from the people who appointed him and maybe his colleagues and line manager and here and there a friendly co-worker. Well, one day, while he was emptying the bin in the CEO's office, he overheard a conversation. The CEO was talking to a partner of his, and they had a problem. But this janitor had a skill for creative thinking. He was a real out-of-the-box thinker and a real dreamer, and he could definitely think of a solution for this problem. So he approached the CEO after the call and said, "Excuse me, I know it's none of my business and it's not my place perhaps, but I think I have a solution to your problem." And the CEO was like, "Okay, I'm listening." And the guy told him what he thought, and the CEO decided to follow his advice without obviously giving him any credit for it or telling him that he did so. But the plan worked, and the CEO was quite impressed. A couple of weeks later, he had a board meeting and they discussed how are they going to increase their profits, because it was a cyclical business. So it would go through ups and downs, and then sometimes it went very well, and then other times they struggled to pay salaries, they struggled to pay their expenses, and they would generate unnecessary debt and that they just have to pay again with the profits that they make in the upcycle. So they wanted to find a creative solution for this, and nobody could come up with something that was workable. And the CEO thought, maybe I should ask this guy just for the fun of it. So he approached this guy and he said, "Listen, I actually followed your advice last time and it worked well. So I thought, just for the fun of it, let me run this by you." And he told him the scenario. The guy sat, the janitor, and he thought a bit and he said, "You know what you should do? You should, when it goes well, when you have good times in the business, you should put the profits away. Don't spend it. Don't give it out on extra stock, or don't spend it on business structure or new employees, appointing new recruitment, or to increases on salaries or bonuses or nothing. Put it away. So when you have the bad times, you can use those. And then maybe you should postpone increases and stuff for a year or so, and then the next year you start only using a portion of the reserves towards that, and the year after that a bigger portion, etc., until you've built up a big enough reserve in order to carry you through the downtimes without generating debt." And the CEO thanked him and walked away, presented the idea to the board, and they liked it. And actually it was so easy and obvious that everybody was like, "Duh, why didn't we think of it?" But anyway, so it happened that there was quite a few problems that he ran past this janitor, and the CEO decided to appoint him as his advisor. So from janitor to 2IB, this guy just progressed because he was a creative thinker, out of the box thinker. He had solutions for problems, good problem solver. Does it remind you of anyone, this story? Yes, it's Joseph. Joseph and his Technicolor raincoat or jacket, whatever you think it was. Joseph specifically solved the problem of the king with the 7 fat cows and 7 thin cows. You remember that one? Where he said that he should build up storage and build up reserves during the 7 fat years for the 7 thin years. Exactly. That is a fantastic financial principle that Joseph taught us there. If you are having good months, good years, extra on your salary, don't spend it, put it away. You know that there will be bad times coming. So, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to start to do that instead of splashing out with the extra money you have, saving it for the bad months? It's a good idea. Did you know, for interest's sake, that the investment markets also runs in 7-year cycles, 5 to 7 years? Nobody knows why. But when we look at his history and all the statistics over 100 years in the markets, the cycles usually run for 5 to 7 years. So you have 5 to 7 good years, followed by 5 to 7 bad years. 5 to 7 good years, followed by 5 to 7 bad years. That is why it's so important to sit through cycles. Because when you go in, you don't know, are you coming in on a downturn or you're coming in on an upturn? The level might be exactly the same, but you don't know, is it coming down? Is it going up? You could guess, and you don't know how much further down it will go before it turns and how much further it will go up before it turns. You don't know. So that is why it's important that when you invest in something that is cyclical or goes up and down, fluctuates, is volatile, like equity, you make sure you have enough time in your investment cycle to sit through at least one 7-year period to make sure that if you perhaps went in here, you can sit through this and recover all the way to the top. That's my tip for today. Thanks for watching.